in my Jaguar car, had nothing much to do. I had my woman with me, we were looking at the view. We were driving around searching for a nice little place to stop. Went up for that blue-suited warrior, better known as the cop. But he said, hey baby, do I know you? Can you call this town your home? So I rolled up my window, I said, leave me alone. Why don't you leave me alone? 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 Can't see I'm doing nothing. Well, fight some crime or something. But leave me alone. Leave me alone. I was sitting in a restaurant trying to shake a fly out of my hair. I was looking at my woman, I was admiring the silverware. When up stepped a waiter, say, hey babe, you can't do that. He said, why don't you order something? I said, give me filet of fat. He said, look here baby, we can't do that, that's un-American in tone. So I put down my fork and I said, leave me alone. Why don't you leave me alone? 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 Well, I'll go wait on the table, I'll go sweep out the stable, but leave me alone. Leave me alone. I was sitting in my partner about 5 o'clock at night. I was smoking, I was drinking, I was getting kind of tight. I was sitting on the ceiling, I was looking at the floor, when he'll march my landlord, he'll walk right to the door. He said, hey baby, get out of here, don't you call this place your home. So I said, why don't you choke yourself and leave me alone? Why don't you 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 leave me alone? Well, build yourself a slum, or chew some bubble gum, but leave me alone.